Hi from California, I'm Zero Bello. A few days ago I woke up and Facebook and Instagram were gone. It says something like, your password is incorrect and you can no longer log in. I knew very well that my password was correct because my password is fuck your Facebook 123. And this is kind of easy to remember, so since I was sure it wasn't from my password, naturally I thought that my accounts must have been hacked. Strangely though, I wasn't upset at all, and surprisingly, not only didn't I give a damn, but I also, for the first time in my life, I felt gloating. I did miss, however, just a little bit, sitting in a toilet kingdom first thing in the morning, unable to wish happy birthday to complete strangers that I have never seen and most likely will never meet. But I did not see any Photoshop girls whose pictures have absolutely nothing to do with their actual appearance in reality. I didn't see them posing half naked and selfie close-ups with lips that look kind of like a tractor tires, and for some reason believe that everyone in this world should care what they're up to and that the world revolves around their naked butts. I didn't see any videos of some moron in India or Arab world playing with a giant tiger next to their Lamborghini, or some other absolutely useless video waste of time of some freak feeding up a crocodile or running on rooftops and jumping from one building to another. I didn't get tricked by adding Facebook into buying super low quality junk like fake Rolex or fake designer clothes, very often advertised in Instagram and Facebook. I didn't see fake news, fake pictures, or giant human remains, or influencers who actually live in the basements of their grandparents, but they're expert in everything and are telling us how to live our lives. And although I felt bad for the prostitutes in third grade graduates in Instagram that couldn't advertise for a little bit, that actually make young women believe that they're failures in life because they haven't found someone crazy or most likely stupid enough to pay for their boob job, facial enhancement, and endless vacations. Actually, I saved a lot of time because instead of staring at my cell phone screen, I did my secret job first thing in the morning and I left the toilet ASAP. Not to mention, my hemorrhoids were very thankful about it. But let's put this craziness all aside and forget for a moment the addiction to our screens that prevent us from communicating with each other, and let's forget that our children faces are glued to their phones during dinner, if they grace us with their presence at all, interested rather in complete strangers they have never met and again will never ever meet, rather than their families, their relatives, brothers and sisters. And if we can forget that social media has proven to contribute to schizophrenia, depression, isolation, addiction, anxiety, fear, spreading misinformation, disrupting sleep, irritability, or in simple terms put, basically prevent us and future generations from being able to just be normal and happy human beings. How about not only the fact that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and others are making billions from our addictions to our screens, but they have also changed the world, and not in a positive way. For example, while there are different opinions on whether Mark Zuckerberg actually spent over $400 million to influence the election, let's just assume for a second that this is debatable. You know what's not debatable? What's not debatable is that Twitter, before Elon Musk bought it, suppressed and blocked the voices of anyone who was not liberal and leftist. If that's not manipulation, I don't know what it is. It must be really easy to be liberal and sway the world into your own way of thinking because you have personal benefit from it. It must be easy when you have just gotten a hold of $1 billion and you've never actually had a normal job and you never had to worry about feeding your family. I'm not against progress and development, but is social media really progress and development, or just a modern day slavery turning us all into pawns in their insidious game that seems to be aiming of the destruction and morality in our society? Again, I'm all for businesses succeeding. And I'm definitely for people getting rich, but not on the backs of innocent and unsuspecting pawns like the social media has turned us all into. Social networks that significantly contribute to the moral and intellectual death of our society. The latest statistics are that globally people spend about 7 hours a day in front of a screen. But how much time do they spend in front of the screen looking at social networks? In average, we're talking about 2.5 hours. These are 2.5 hours that you will never ever get back. Totally lost. And instead of having some fun with your friends and family, you just gave it away to the world of nothingness and fake deception, also known as the world of cyberspace.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
You know, when you think about it, the only thing in a world that money cannot buy is time. If you have the means and the money, you can afford a decent life, nice car, good health insurance, and appropriate treatment if and when you get sick. But even all the money, all the jewels in the world put in one place will not buy you even one single second of time. Life is the most precious gift from God we have. And will be gone in a blink of an eye. Yes, I'm guilty of being on Facebook, not because I do television overseas and I have to be there. Not really. I'm there because it is almost impossible to avoid the contagious disease and massive pandemic. I must be getting old because I'm starting to miss the good old times. You know, the times when we actually read a book made out of paper, and our heroes were heroes that we read about in these books, writers, national heroes, not some influencers and social media posers. The times when kids used to spend days playing, having a good time, without having to look in their cell phones every 5 seconds. And kids just left being kids, without having to question their gender at early age. It's crazy how the world has gotten, you know, we've heard other generations say that, but am I really getting old, or am I the only one that once looking at the world, it reminds me of a freight train traveling with 100 miles an hour towards a freaking giant wall and a total collapse of our society and complete disaster.